Hi. Oh, look at them. Are you there? How long, Laura? And who else is there?
Jordan and Rita.
Okay. I'm happy to see you together.
Hi.
Hi, Ruxi.
Hi.
Hi, Ariane. Hi, Kelvin. Hi, Jabez. Hi, Josh. Hi, Yanni. Hi, Jackie. Everyone is here. Oh, I'm very happy. Thank you for coming. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi, Nat. Hi, Jonathan. Nice to
Hello.
see. Nice to see your faces. So every single student was my favorite student. I remember you asked me this question. Oh, each school has its own particularities. South Island is an amazing school. My new school, it's an amazing school. My job is very different because at South Island, I was the head of mathematics. So I dealt only with the mathematics department. And of course, I was part of the leadership team of the school when we look across departments, but very little. Now my new job is the main job related to teaching and learning. So practically I oversee teaching and learning across all departments. And one additional challenge, as if this was not enough, is that my new school is a school where students from 2 years old to 18 years old come to school. So we have a nursery, we have primary school, and then secondary school as well. I'm learning a lot about nursery and primary school and how they learn. There are many commonalities in between how we learn in secondary school and how students learn in primary and kindergarten. Of course, there are many differences as well. We throw on a statement to discuss. People jumped in to discuss and they're very engaged, made our tutor times very fun. I have a favorite number, which is 8,218, because that's a perfect number. So it's a long story. When I created my email address, and my private email address, and you start looking for a name, and then you find that Daniela Vasile is already taken. Then I thought, okay, let me put in something mathematical. So I was looking for perfect numbers. And perfect numbers are numbers that are equal to the sum of their divisors. Like, for example, 6. The divisors of 6 are 1, 2, and 3. And if we add them, we get 6. So I tried to put at the end of my email address a perfect number. And then the first 3 were taken. So there I go to the fourth one, which is 8128. And that's how it became my favorite number, is the fourth perfect number. It is in a way a perfect form. It's something that helps you think clearly, and the premises are very clear as well. Like, for example, I don't like politics because you never have the full picture. You can't make informed judgments because there is always another side of it. Whereas with math, if you set your axioms, your starting point correctly, then through logical thinking you get to a correct result. I think it's a way to develop logical thinking, critical thinking, and I for sure, it comes also from my mathematics teachers in Romania. I was lucky to have very good mathematics teachers when I was in school. And as I always say, math always depends, or your success in math always depends, or not always, but in a big, depends a lot on the teacher you have. Sorry, I'm a boring person. No, I don't play video games. I'm sorry, Jackie. It's a lot of fun. I like coming back because my family is here. I have a lot of friends I reconnected with. I've been away for 20 years. So it's like, in a way, it's like coming to a new place. It's discovering a new place. Oh, it's very different, right? I like them both. I like Romania is my hometown. I like Hong Kong because I spent so many years there. I have so many connections. I have you guys all. Thank you for coming. So I can't say that I like one more than other. In a way, it's like you have 2 children, and you love them both, right, Ruxi? My daughter is in the participant, so you have two children. You love them both. They are different.
I'm sure you have a favorite.
No, I don't. As I mentioned earlier, I came with my husband with his job, and I was lucky because it was such a good place, and I was lucky to come to ESF. I didn't know, of course, too much about Hong Kong when I came, but ESF, it's a very well-established organization, so they are one of the best schools worldwide. So that's why it was no doubt that I wanted my children to be in ESF. I wanted to teach in ESF, and I was lucky to join South Island School, which is a school that gave me a lot of joy and growth. Well, I remember one moment when you all came at the board to discuss a problem. So I remember the moment when Jonathan stood and quickly went to the board, discussing on something that I wrote there. And then you all came because you started to debate between you what's the next step. So I think this engagement that you had, it's amazing. And remember, as I told you, and I keep telling to all my students, no teacher can teach you for level 7. Level 7 counts for your own engagement with the subject, no matter if it's math or other subject. So we teach you, we do the best to teach you, but if you don't engage cognitively with the content, then no student can achieve the top grades. And you did, yeah, you did engage with the content. She asked this question because she was a student in my class for 4 years. And I have a lot of good memories. So I do what I would advise every teacher to teach his own child, because you see him in a different light. You see him from one side, you see him at home as your child, but you see him in your class as a student. And this creates memorable events. What advice should I give? Don't treat him differently than other children. And I hope, Brooks, you felt that I treated you like any other child in the classroom. So once we enter the classroom, you're not my daughter, you're my student.
Yes, definitely, I felt like that.
Thank you. Well, you know that teachers sometimes need to do boring things. I loved everything that was related to going to the classroom, talking to you guys, engaging, teaching, talking about your lives, about your next steps. But then I can't say the worst, but there are some tasks we need as a teachers to fill out because it's part of the job and maybe they are not so exciting, like for example, report writing, are time consuming. So it's not a worse experience. It's just something that we need to do, but maybe I didn't like so much. One thing that I would have liked for online learning was for students to keep cameras on. I don't know, how is it now, guys? Do you keep your cameras on or off?
We're made to turn the camera on.
On, okay, I think that's very good, because when we started, and it's understandable, when we started on the 1st of February, we advised students to keep their cameras off. It was a completely new situation. We were the first ones worldwide to physically close the schools and continue online. There are not international regulation on this. And I found it very hard to talk to a screen without seeing your faces. My advice would be to encourage students to keep their cameras on and to look for tools to engage the whole class. There are a lot of online tools, like for example, this simple chat that we are using, where I can post a question, or Padlet boards to help students engage online. It's very difficult when you are at home not to get distracted. I think that as a teacher, I teach children, and I'm not thinking of teaching mathematics. I'm thinking of teaching students, of teaching children. And I want each of them to achieve their best. Maybe not all of you guys wants to be mathematicians or want to have a job that is math related. But since we spend the time together in class, I want you to feel proud of what you achieved. So that's why I would give all my effort and all my time to students to do their best. I believe that we'll need to mix the old so-called traditional teaching or direct instruction. There are moments when the teacher talks to the class, with moments when students explore. And over the course of years, when students leave South Island School, they should be independent thinkers, because at the university, as many of you here, which are at the university, see, you'll not be so directed in what you do. So you need to be systematic yourself and motivated. So that's why the teacher needs to be able over time to gradually decrease the amount of direction gives to the students. And maybe some of you remember, which graduated some years ago, that I always tell to the students in year 13, remember somewhere in February, March year 13, I'm telling you, see, now you can do everything yourself. I don't need to teach you. You are independent thinkers. So I'm just sitting here and watching you doing your job. And of course, supporting you and creating the framework for the lesson. Yeah, hi, Marco. If we look at terminology, there are different definitions of online learning, distance learning, and so on. Because all these concepts are changing nowadays. We're in a situation we've never been before. So the definition of online learning that I use is that online learning is one where the students interact only with a computer. I don't think that traditional learning can be replaced fully by online learning. What you do now is distance learning, in the sense that you are not in the same room with a teacher. You still use digital tools, of course, to connect. So if we think of what you experience now, no matter how you want to call it, I don't think that it can replace traditional learning. Because you see, there is a social element of it that is very difficult to model online. Any teacher wants to see his students in 3D, not in 2D, right? It's a vibe that is in the classroom. Are the moments where people connect and throw ideas, and not necessarily when we go in Zoom in breakout rooms, we don't see what happens, and you don't see what happens in another breakout room. So there is not too much communication between breakout rooms. So that's why I think that online learning or distance learning, whatever you want to call it, cannot replace traditional learning. But I do believe in a model of blended learning, which you actually did in South Island School. Not all schools are one-to-one laptop schools, but in our school, before all the situation started, we did blended learning, in the sense that we use technology in the classroom to enhance learning. And that's the best model. This model works also if you have students that are, for example, at home, whereas when all others are in class, and if they are at home and they want, because of different reasons, and they can join from online a class that is physically in the room. So I do believe in a combination of blended learning and hybrid learning. Blended learning with dual, all students are in class learning with a teacher and using their devices, and hybrid learning will be where some students are in class and maybe a couple are at home and join the class because for different reasons they can't join it. And think of the horizons that this model brings, because you can join now a course that is delivered by one of the famous professors in the world. It wouldn't have been possible to be done before. Right, but now, because of the situation, the world becomes more connected. One thing that I love about South Island School, and it improved over years, is the students' leadership programs. So there are so many opportunities for students to develop their leadership skills, to engage in activities with other students, and to lead. And this develops you very well as a person. That's why, and when I came to South Island School 11 years ago, it was not like this. Probably it was a trend in the whole world to move towards student leadership. I'm not saying that I've done it at South Island School. No, I'm just saying that I saw this developing over years. And I saw many students really coming out as leaders. And I noticed, it's very interesting. I've noticed the students that took leadership roles in our school, when they went to the university, they took leadership roles too there. And they continue to shape themselves. So when you are at school, my advice would be to go out of your shell and take the opportunity the school offers you. They are amazing opportunities. So that's one thing, it's amazing. I think that's one thing, how we have evaluation boards. We have, I can't call them inspections. There are people from outside coming to see our school. And then they give you feedback. Whenever you come from outside, you see with different eyes. And every single such group of teachers from different schools coming to see our school, they mention student leadership as being one of the assets of South Island School. And many of you who I see you are here and are now at the university, I know that you continued your developing your leadership there as well. Live every single day. Take the best out of it. Nothing is more important than yourself. Think of yourself as the best person in the world, because each of you is the best person in the world. Love yourself, take care of yourself, take all the opportunities that life gives you. And let me tell you one story, a short story to exemplify what I'm saying. And my daughter who is here knows it. When I was a student, I wanted to color my hair in green. So I don't know what happened, I didn't do it. And for the next of the years, about 10 years ago, I realized that actually I'm sorry that I didn't do it, but no, I can't do it. Can you imagine me with a green hair? So try all things that don't harm you, of course, that life offers you. And it's a time of growth for you. It's a time of enormous growth, and you all have the potential to grow, to try things out before defining what you want really your life. Thank you very much, guys. You have my email address. Everyone has the email address. And you can contact me whenever you want. I love you all. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for giving me your time. I really, really enjoy chatting with you. Thanks for Ms. Hui for organizing this.
Thank you very much.
I wish you all the best in your life. You are amazing. You are amazing.